Come join Kyle, John, and David as they go through what's on the playlist. Find out what's everyone's favourite at Chicken Soup for the Soul Entertainment. We have a few segments, to be honest. In and out points, no celebs and the gossip. Back in time where we're talking about the big M's, coming attractions, what the cue. Quick checks, who'll be laughing? You abundantly. Welcome to Dual Redundancy.
Yes, welcome to Dual Redundancy, the only podcast where you can hear all the latest in television, entertainment news, and box office draft results from too many hosts with exactly the same opinions. I'm one of those hosts, David Allen, and another one is...
John Berger. Third one is...
Kyle Bridger. I would say that I am straight to DVD. John is straight to streaming. And our leader can be only in theaters.
Only in theaters.
Only in theaters. Theater only.
I was going to say, theaters, I mean, who knows? Especially after some of these box office numbers. That might be the insult of all these, not the straight to...
I know.
I mean, at least that wasn't straight to, what was it, Redbox.
Yeah.
But I will say, here's a quick bone to pick. You say only in theaters. I hate those ads now where it's like only in theaters, because obviously they don't want you to think it's going to be going to streaming or something. It's only in theaters. But the way they write it, it's like only in theaters, June 19th. It's like, well, no, it's like June 19th is the opening day, but the way it's like written, it's like it's only in theaters on June 19th. That's only. It.
Yeah.
Okay, add in some.
It's going to be interesting when they try and get more people to the theaters just by declaring it one day. Like you had to watch it like the Seinfeld finale. You can only watch it on this day, or you miss it forever.
Well, that's what they do for like those events, don't they? They have it for like 2 days.
Oh yeah, Fathom events.
Yeah.
Okay, a lot of box office talk, a lot of movie talk. That is the main meat and potatoes of this week's episode. We are settling up our 8th annual summer box office draft. And then we got some fun quick checks at the end of catching up on things. But yeah, it's our annual draft. It's our 8th one. Back in April, we drafted some movies. Each host gets to pick 3 movies that open wide between May 1st and the first day of fall, Monday, September 22nd. The domestic totals will be added up until that day. So that's very important. Domestic, no international, not the worldwide. It's domestic only. We use random.org. They picked the order, and then we held a snake draft. And if I believe I got the order right, John got number 1 pick, then Kyle, and then I had 3rd pick. We've done 7 of these so far. Well, I mean, technically this is our 8th one, but in those 7, we all had 2 wins apiece until last year where Kyle got that 3rd win. Woo! He broke the 3-way tie, so it's 3-2-2 right now. Will he get his 4th? Could we tie it up, John? We will see. We will see. We're going to go through all the films. Maybe if any of you guys saw any of these movies, we can discuss them as well. But we can just talk about our thoughts and then kind of wrap up the summer before we get to the fall. Let's review the draft boards. Let's figure out who picked what to remind everyone what went down. Let's start off with John's draft board. He had the first pick. He went with Fantastic Four: First Steps. Then he had picks 6 and 7. He went with From the World of John Wick, Ballerina, and number 7, The Naked Gun. Then Kyle got pick number 2. He went with Superman, and then he got the middle picks here of Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning at number 5, and then How to Train Your Dragon, number 8. All right, and then I got the turn, and then the final pick. I went with my 3rd, Jurassic World Rebirth. Then I had 4 with Lilo and Stitch. And then I ended the draft with 9 Thunderbolts, asterisks. All right. All right, so those were the teams. As we discuss these films, we'll look at the entire top 10 and maybe just share some mini reviews of what we, haven't covered already this past summer, but discuss some summer box office bombs. We'll look at everything here. But let's start off. Let's get the draft board out, or the ranker out. The best would be if you guys are listening to this to pull up the YouTube video. You could see all the numbers. You could see the ranker. You could see all the stuff going on here. We're going to start off.
I'm concerned that we are going down to 19 because that means that we did not have the.
We'll see.
Don't think about it. Don't think about it.
We'll see.
No.
Last year, we had to go all the way to number 27, Borderlands. Wow. Sorry. Sorry. But are we going all the way to 19? I don't know why I didn't just start at 20, but are we going at 19? I won't
make that mistake twice. Don't worry.
Yes. Number 19, what is it? Oh, okay. No one had this one. Wow. Karate Kid Legends. So maybe I'm just going all the way down, and then maybe we have the top 9. Maybe we do.
Maybe.
Let's see. Number 18. Oh, too good to be true. Sorry. Sorry. The Naked Gun.
You know what? I heard, because I didn't see this, but I heard good things about this movie.
It was really good. I enjoyed it a lot. I mean, it was the best movie I saw all summer. It was the only movie I saw all summer, but it was the best movie I saw all summer. It got some good laughs out of me. I think it's worth seeing.
Yeah.
You know, they manufactured that. How can you manufacture a relationship between Liam Neeson and Pam Anderson? They're like 70 years old. Why are we doing this?
It was such a weird news story. So yeah, like it seemed like they were dating, at least on the promotional tour. That they were dating. They fell in love on the Naked Gun here, and then we find out it's fake. And then I think I saw like something Pamela, like Anderson was like, that's like she denied it, but also didn't deny it. It was like a very weird.
Yeah, it was like
seeing if I can...
one of those things where it's like they were kind of creating the commotion around it, and then to come out and be like, "No, we weren't even dating. How silly of you to think that." And it's like you were the ones that were kind of pushing this. What are we talking about here?
Yeah, it was like she's like, I would never do that, but like I did it. Like it was a very weird statement. I can't find the exact one, but it was just like. Yeah, it doesn't play games when it comes to love, but you also did. I don't know. But yeah, anyways, outside of that, yeah, I'm looking forward to this when it drops to streaming. And that's the thing. When it drops to streaming, because it just was like one of those ones like, am I going to go to the theater for this? It came out in that like August time slot where sometimes it's like, is it there? But yeah, I heard really good things. I didn't have any data on this because it wasn't initially on my draft list, but with that being said, I had Smurfs and Megan 2.0 on mine, and I don't think they're in the top 20 either. So like, who's to say? But yeah, I mean, at least it's not Borderlands number 27 with 15 million, so it's a step up, John. But no, yeah,
I wonder what the
budget
profit was on this.
Yeah, I'll have to look it up. I think like I gotta
imagine they made some kind of money from it.
I would hope so. I mean, this again, Wikipedia budget 42 million, box office 102. So that's the spoiler for I guess worldwide there. Yeah. But usually you have to at least double the budget, and they did. So they at least made probably a little bit. And who knows if when it goes on to PVOD if that's going to get you something, but. Yeah, I think for me, I was just worried. It's R-rated comedy from Lonely Island, which I love. I love Popstar, but like you look at like the numbers on those. It's like Popstar, I think made like 9 million. Hot Rod, I don't even have a number. It's like, and that's the thing where it's like it's unfortunate, like because they actually made it sounds like a really funny movie to get the comedies back in the theaters, and I think it was a moderate success. I think compared to what people thought was going to happen. But, all right. So there we go. We got one of John's here. When we're looking at this board, I think it's like when you look between the Naked Gun and Karate Kid Legends, it's like 100,000. Like
that's crazy.
It's very close.
Almost exactly 100,000 is $5.
Yeah, it's like just like a few people. Like I guess the difference here. All right, where are we going to go next? So let's go in the top 10 at least. What top 10, please?
Can only go up from here, right?
Oh, John.
Oh, no.
Oh, no. Ballerina. Right on the list there. Hey, at least you picked you picked Naked Gun, and then, Ballerina and then Naked Gun, and that's how the order went, money-wise.
So, I'm going to say this movie felt very streaming service to me. Like, I feel like it could have been just a straight streaming type of movie. Yeah. I remember they were marketing the hell out of this movie, and then it just like after it came out, I didn't hear anything about it. Yeah. So, but I don't know. Even even the title card, like I look at this and it feels like streaming service to me.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like like a blockbuster summer movie.
Yeah, I think they've just rushed into this, like for doing this spin-off. And then I've heard there were so many like reshoots throughout, but also like at the very end to add in Keanu Reeves, to get they changed the title to make sure from the world of John Wick, to make sure you hear John Wick, and to try to get that audience there. Because those movies do, they've been growing, The first one made almost what this one did, about 43 million, and then 92, 171, and then 187. So it's like I could see, this, I think initially I did have this on my list. I think it was a number 8 on my choices, but like, I'm like, all right, even if it gets in between those numbers and gets like a 125, okay, not bad for like hope. An 8th or 9th pick, but
the anchor pick that would just like keep you in the running. That's what I was hoping for, but
yeah, unfortunately, it just didn't connect, and it kind of played a little bit like, was it Furiosa, like last year, where it was like, it was the spin-off with another main character in the world of Mad Max, but like I think that made like 67 million, and it's like that R-rated kind of, I don't know, it adjacent film, and maybe it's like we like John Wick because of John Wick. We don't,
Where Ducky's saying in the chats how they didn't quite have confidence in it that they added the John Wick to the title. It's like
exactly, yeah. Well, sorry, John, but who knows? You still could have the number 1.
I'm not going to make
could
that
have the
mistake.
Top Gun Maverick. Yeah. So let's see here. What do we got next? Where are we going? Ooh, all right. We're jumping ahead because we got a lot in the middle here. We can run through these. None of these films is what we picked, but we got 8 through 16. Some films there. Any of these films jump out to you, Kyle? Any of them like, oh, I saw that. Oh, I heard that was good, bad, ugly.
Well, I'm surprised the Bad Guys too, because the Bad Guys I think did okay. It's an animated film, so I mean I could have seen somebody taking it in the top 9 because it's an animated film that had some. Obviously, it's a sequel to already an established product. I heard Weapons was very good. I've seen very good things about it. I think that really came out of nowhere, though. I don't think any of us would have picked that initially. I think it was a surprise hit.
That was on my honorable mention of like a film I'm going to want to see because it's from the director of Barbarian. I'm like, all right, this will be a good one to see. But it's like, oh, it's August. Like, this is not going to connect. It'll be a 15 million, 20 million thing. But no, I mean, it's really doing well, almost 150 million.
Yeah. And I'm also surprised, The Conjuring is a really big franchise.
Yeah.
I didn't realize how popular that franchise really is. It makes a lot of money. And I'm also surprised to see F1 up there because I felt like with the marketing, because it was coming from Apple, right?
Yeah.
That it's like, can I get this on Apple TV? Mm-hmm. Can I see it right away, or am I just going to wait for it to come out?
Yeah, they played into the IMAX, so you got to see this on the big screen.
Yeah. So I've heard good things about it. I've heard some mixed reviews for it from other people. So I can't wait to check it out. But I'm surprised to see it made that much money. Yeah.
Yeah, for that one, I'll admit I was wrong because I think we talked about it at the end after I picked Thunderbolts. I was like, oh, why didn't you pick F1? I'm like, I just don't like see it as it being like Formula One being that popular in the U.S. I thought, oh, maybe like internationally could do really well. And then I also looked at like Brad Pitt movies, and I'm like, Brad Pitt isn't actually a box office star. If you look at his last few, it's like Babylon 15, Ad Astra 50. It's like Bullet Train only made 100 million. Like, and it's like, okay, what's close to F1? That Gran Turismo movie, 2023, made 44 million. So I was like, it just seemed too risky.
Ford versus Ferrari as another similar one.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I think Formula One is more popular than you think. It's an international.
Well, that's the thing. Like, it's definitely like international thing, and that's what I think stopped me from picking it. And like also all those the comps for racing movies and also Brad Pitt movies. It just like all those three things, I was like, too risky. I don't want to take it. And I'm admitting I was wrong. It's still obviously less than Thunderbolt, so I think made the right decision, for my 9th pick. But yeah, looking at the rest of that draft board, some other thoughts. It's like, just to run through, like Elio, the Pixar movie, actually had the worst debut for a Pixar movie, like for opening weekend, 21 million, made 72 million total. I really, really think we've talked about it over the last 3 or 4 years. Disney Plus really screwed up, like with launching those films day and date, and kind of got that like thing with the audience of like, yeah, it's gonna be on Disney Plus. I'll just wait for Disney Plus. And unless it's like Toy Story 5, Inside Out 2, like it's not gonna. These original movies aren't working now in theaters for Pixar, and I think they kind of hurt themselves with that. But
well, just looking at the list, so I gotta say that we've got the top 7.
Yeah,
which is pretty good.
Yeah, that's very good. Before we get to those, though, I will say, John, not to like rub salt into the wound, but like
go for it.
We have a thing with like you could choose any film from May 1st through the first day of fall and get those tallies. And I know Kyle mentioned The Conjuring: Last Rites. That was a September release, made 150 million. But even I think it's still the number 1 movie, I think, in America last 2 weekends. Demon Slayer, the Infinity Castle anime movie, even that made 104 million.
No,
and it's one of those things where it's like none of us had that on our radar. None of us would probably have picked that because you would have thought, okay, it's like, is it going to be top 12? I don't think so, and here it is.
Yeah.
Same with Conjuring, like that just came out a few weeks ago. There's always like one, like I think like obviously like Beetlejuice I think was a contender last year coming in September.
My
it's
biggest
risky.
issue, half of these things I've never heard of. I have no idea what Elio is. It's a huge Pixar movie. Not a clue. Yeah. I have ad block everywhere. I don't see ads. I don't know what's coming out. So it's me like, I got a week to go through the list and see what every movie is, and it just doesn't work out for me, but it's all right.
Well, I think that says more about Disney's problem than it does anything with you, because it's like if you're not seeing that something that they want to market and they want it to be the next thing,
Well, I'm purposely blocking a lot of ads. So that's, you know what I mean? Like, I don't have TV where they just roll ads every 15, 20 minutes. You know what I mean? Like that kind of thing. So a lot of that stuff I just don't
but it's like, if you have Hulu, it's like, they got you with Hulu. Or it's like, if you watch Jeopardy, every week they have a synergy thing, of something but all right. Yeah, let's look at the top 7 here. All right. So let's see. I got my first. Here. I got Thunderbolts. 190 million.
I think that's pretty good.
I think it's pretty good.
I don't know. I didn't see it that high. I was thinking maybe 150.
Yeah.
But I know it's still Marvel, so I'm not surprised. But
my guess was 175, so it did better than my guess. And again, for the last pick, not bad. Especially we're in the top 7 here, so for pick number 9,
the Marvel the reign of Marvel blockbusters is done, and I don't think people know where these shows are going to shake out. Is it going to shake out, where at 200? Is it going to shake out at 600? Is it going to shake out at 150? We just there's no way of knowing.
Yeah, it's really mixed right now, and we'll get to it a little bit more with Marvel's issue, maybe a little bit later on. But I thought this would have a little bit more of a runway before Mission Impossible, came out later in May. But Sinners actually, I think, was still just killing it at the box office when this came out. When this movie started playing, it was the weekend, or it was the weekend before Thunderbolts. It was the second weekend of Sinners, and I saw it had a 6% drop. That's insane. Wow. Because normally it's 40 to 50% drops per weekend. 6%. So I think that was one of those things that got people are still in Sinners mode. They were not thinking oh, May 1st, that's the start of the summer movie season. I think it's starting to be a little bit later and later. We saw it last year with The Fall Guy being the first one. It's no, it's it might be later and later now than we've been thinking of the start of summer movies. And I just think I was, again, it was the last pick for me, but I was I always felt this was just such the B team. I love Florence Pugh, obviously, but this group is not household names, and it kind of gave off like a Suicide Squad comparison, and it's like we've seen two of those movies already of like, oh, here are the bad guys, the rebels that are and
Polka Dot Man.
yeah, but I don't know. I just think like you can't do this anymore. Like, because even like the original Guardians was always over 300 million. And that was like you got like a talking raccoon in a tree. It's like that day of Marvel is gone. Like they're not going to be able to do that anymore. And
I just think the style is overdone now. You can't just copy paste. We've gotten too used to what Marvel looks like. It's similar storytelling, and I think people are just getting tired of it, and they've been trying to jam it down our throats. It's like, what are you going to do differently with? I think they should focus more on the main franchises, and if you want to put this stuff on Disney Plus, go for it. But that's where the true fans will be. Yeah. Get them on Disney Plus, because, I mean, listen, it still made 190 million, but I just don't think that the big money is there for these types of movies.
And the issue is you can't spend 200, 300, 400 million on these anymore. Like, it's one thing to do that for whatever, the Doomsday Endgame movies, but you can't do it on like Thunderbolts or, Captain America 4. Or, it's like, you got to rein in these budgets a little bit here, because you can't expect $1 billion every time now. So your 300 million that you were spending, we'll make a profit after 600 million. It's like, that's not guaranteed anymore. And I think,
where's the innovation? Like you're saying before, it's just copy paste. It's like,
and then that's what, like, this will tease a little bit for when we talk about it later with Fantastic Four. Is like, that's why I was like, ooh, like the production design, this retro futuristic thing, it looks different. This seems cool. And then I just hear like the actual plot is like, yep, same old light beam in the sky. Like, it's just, it's like, again, like, you know what I mean? Like, but all right. Let's now go back to the board here. What is number 6? All right.
Hey.
Here we go. We got one for Kyle. Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning. It made about 7 million more than Thunderbolts, 197.
And that was my second pick, right?
That was your second pick.
Yeah. So, I mean, I'm trying to remember how this compares to the other Mission Impossible. This seems like right in line with the other ones, yeah?
Yeah, so it's about that. And I got the numbers here. It did make more than the part 1 of the Reckoning, or whatever we were calling it. 172 was what that one made. It didn't hit the franchise high of Fallout, which was 220. So, but it's right in that middle spot. And I think, if I remember our conversation, that was kind of where I figured. And I remember we'll get to when I had to make the decision between Lilo and Stitch and Mission Impossible. And I remember getting a lot of heat from you guys, from some people, the Good, Bad, and Watchable guys, some friends, even my wife, of like, you didn't pick Mission Impossible? I'm like, well, wait a minute. Like, these films, like, I enjoy them, I love them, but like, they're only the 170, 200. It's not Top Gun Maverick. Sure, that made 718 domestic. Yeah. It's not hitting that, So that's where I was like, okay, it's a good pick. I had a guess of like 180. So it was about, just under what it came in at. But like, I think what I was going for with this was that it's the final reckoning. Is like, is this the last time we're going to see Tom Cruise do something crazy in this Mission Impossible series? Thought maybe it would get a little bit more, but I think 200 is not too bad. No, it's very good. Especially, again, compared to the part 1 of The Reckoning. And it is the series' best opening weekend for them. But yeah, like, I think we don't account for budgets and stuff, but if we actually like looked at like the budget and versus what this one made, I think the budget, it's something crazy. It's like 400 million, like, because of all the reshoots and like the COVID and like, I think they shot some of this with part 1, but then they came back. There was so much going on that it's like, I don't know if they actually made money on this. Like, who knows? Yeah, maybe they'll say it was, but like, I've yet to see it. It's just the timing this year is a little tough, but it's on my list. I'm excited to see it. I really tried, but I just yeah.
Yeah.
But
Same. I still have to see it. I don't know. I'm hoping it comes to streaming soon.
yeah. Yeah. We'll watch it how he intended, right there on on our iPhones on a plane or something.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, let's go here. Top 5. What do we got? All right.
Uh-oh.
Kyle's other pick, How to Train Your Dragon. It was the 8th overall pick. He made $262 million.
Okay.
Good jump from.
Yeah, so
I know,
we're in another
but I'm
tier
worried.
now.
Dave's got 3. Yeah, Dave's got 3 films.
I got
and
two.
we're
I got 2.
He's got 2.
Oh, okay.
You got 1.
2
John
films,
has 1, and I have 2.
Okay, so Dave's got 2 films that are, I don't know. This could be
It'd be tighter than you think.
close. Yeah, I mean, the How to Train Your Dragon series, if the animated series seems to make a bunch of money, so I figured this would probably make a bunch of money. And I think I mentioned it on the pod when we did this, is like, I don't know who was asking for this movie, but you know, I heard it was good, but it's just like, why?
I heard
Why
it was
are we
like
doing
literally
this?
like a shot for shot. Like, you know, it's like
Yeah,
the
I
Lion
know.
King
It's
again.
like-
And
Why are we doing this? I don't get it.
yeah. I'm looking at my notes from when we did it in April. I'm not sure why I had this as low as I did. Like, I had it around like my guess of 175, like number 6 on my draft board, but like I went all in on, Lilo and Stitch, and that's basically the same idea. It's like we're selling nostalgia, and but maybe I don't know. It's like it did make more than the original trilogy, but then again, this doesn't account for inflation and stuff. Like the highest one in that was 217 million. So, but I don't know. I couldn't remember if like this was going to be one of those Peacock ones where it's like, yeah, it's in theaters for Universal for 45 days, and then it's on Peacock.
Yeah.
Like, so I think that worried me. But I think they already greenlit the other 2 movies to make them live action, so you'll have other chances to pick them.
What I don't get about the live action is like, yeah, sure, we have the guy that's live action, but you're gonna have to CGI this giant dragon anyways. It's not like I'm riding a real dragon. What are we talking about?
Yeah, I'm sure it was filmed in a green screen like room, or like that volume like they used for Mandalorian. Like it's just like, yeah, okay, the guy's real, but every single thing else is not.
Yeah.
Like,
it's so silly. It's so silly.
Duct tape dragon head that he's petting and
Yeah.
yeah. But I don't know. It's working for people, and I just like I'm.
Yeah.
It's like the Lion King, like the new one, where it's like, yeah, this was like maybe cool to see as like a trailer, but then like you actually like watch it, and it's like just so lifeless, like because it was still animated, it wasn't real lions, but like I'm watching it, and it's like at least the old, like they could smile and they could cry, and but like this was just like stone face, and it's just like, well,
Yeah.
it looks realistic, but like also there's no emotion anymore. I don't know.
Yeah.
But all right, so let's just do a quick recap real quick here. Let's see. There's been 2 films for Kyle. He has picks 5 and 6.
Mm-hmm.
Then I had number 7, and then John had 17 and 18. So John, you're really hoping for like maybe a 1 or a 2. I'm hoping, I still got 2 films and there's only 4 spots left, so I'm looking pretty hopeful. But let's see, what's number 4? Oh, okay, Fantastic Four, John's last.
Wow.
yeah.
Fittingly at number 4 for the summer, Fantastic Four First Steps, 273 million domestic, just a little bit ahead of How to Train Your Dragon.
I think it maths out where Kyle already beat me with his 2 movies.
I think so. Sorry,
I think
John.
so too. Oh well.
Yeah, man, this was a huge question mark, I think, for the box
Yeah.
office as well as for Marvel,
100%.
and I don't think they're happy with it. Like,
No.
like their big bad Doctor Doom, Robert Downey Jr., I think is like the Fantastic Four's arch nemesis. Boyle could fact check me on that, but like, it's like I think they were really trying to set something up here, a new franchise, and I don't know.
Like, how many times have they tried to make Fantastic Four a thing? And it just
time?
has.
Fourth time?
I think it's technically
Yeah,
the
it's
4th
just-
time. I think.
To me, it's collapsed every single time. Like, I don't know if it seems like a great idea, but it has not reached expectations every single time.
Yeah.
And they try and rebrand it, and then it doesn't work. I just don't know.
Yeah. I said it earlier, I really like them trying to pivot and do something different with the retro futuristic Jetsons feel. I give them credit on that. It's not that, just like contemporary, we're in, New York City, but no, it's actually whatever they call that in the Avengers world, not Gotham, but whatever the Marvel version of that is. And it's just like, at least they're trying something different. And it did do better than those previous Fantastic Four films. 2005 made 154. The 2015 one made ballerina numbers with 56 million. So like, it's definitely better than that, but I really think like Marvel wanted so much more out of this, and I think they're worried. I mean, outside of Deadpool, Wolverine, it's been a rough phase for the MCU. Just running through some numbers here. Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumanium, 214 million. Guardians of the Galaxy 3, pretty good, 358. But then the Marvels, 84 million. Captain America Brave New World this year with 200 million. Thunderbolts this year with 197. It's like we're getting in that like 300 range. And that was like, 2 or 3 weekends for these films.
They were marketing the crap out of this movie, so I can't imagine just the budget in that alone has got to impact things as well.
Yeah, like I looked this up. It made less than the original Iron Man. I mean, again, these are not, I didn't do the inflation numbers, but the original Iron Man, and I'm sure that was made for a lot less than this one. And that's the thing where I'm like, again, I don't have the budget in front of me, but I wouldn't be surprised if we're looking at like a 200 some budget, whatever, 100 million marketing.
Yeah.
It doesn't compute. And I think I saw I had like a 66% drop in weekend number 2.
Whoa.
And I mean, put things in perspective. Like, again, we talked about Sinners, the anomaly, but like Superman had a 53. So it's like already Superman is not on the list so far. Superman, was the superhero of the summer, not the Fantastic Four, and Marvel would not like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll have to see where Marvel goes. I think, is Doomsday the next one? I think that might be the next MCU movie coming whenever that comes. But I'm seeing if I could pull it up real quick.
I don't think these Marvel movies, really move the meter that much anymore. I think people are like, okay, I guess it's another one coming out because there's so many of them.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, right now it's like you got these 3 that are like filming. These are the next ones scheduled to come out. These are not going to keep to these dates probably if they're still filming them. But like Spider-Man Brand New Day is the next one for next summer, July 31st. And then we got Avengers Doomsday at the end of the year in December of 26, and then Secret Wars the end of 27. That's all it's listed. So it's like we're going from like 4 or 5 Marvel films a year to maybe 1 or 2. It's a weird time. But all right, top 3. Let's go here. All right, I got 2. Kyle's got 1. Where are we going? Okay. Jurassic World Rebirth.
It's crazy how much this thing makes, dude.
I'm telling you, man.
It's insane.
You never doubt the dinosaurs. You never doubt them. My guess was like 300 million. This was my number 1 pick. I mean, it was 3rd overall in the draft. The 3rd one here, it's 339 million. Sure, it's the smallest of the World franchise, lower than 376 for the Dominion film that came out a few years ago. But no matter the Rotten Tomatoes score, no matter how long you wait, it's like these films just make money.
Yeah,
it's
crazy.
I think that they should have probably waited a little bit more. Like 2015's Jurassic World with Chris Pratt waited 14 years in between and made like so much more money. But like, it's like here it's like, oh, it's been 3 years since Dominion, and I think like the bad taste of Dominion, because it was quite bad, that like, oh, we're doing this again. And that maybe deferred a few people, but clearly not enough because they still came for it. But yeah, I was hoping like when I initially picked this, I didn't know this fact, and this maybe would have kept me out of it a little bit. But there's actually, this didn't have like the large format screens, didn't have IMAX. So I think it's pretty crazy that it made
that much money.
That made that much money, because the way it was released, it was, I think the week before was F1, the week after was Superman or something like that, and they had the IMAX screens. So it's like they just didn't get them. There wasn't enough room for everybody, and yeah, I think I hoped a little bit more with the creative team behind it. Gareth Edwards, he did the well-received Godzilla, Rogue One, but also Scarlett Johansson, Mahershala Ali. I was like, all right, like we got some talent in front of and behind the camera. But then you see the reviews, it's like, oh, it's Jurassic World again. It's just like, here we go again.
Well, it is the rebirth.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's interesting that it's like, it's Jurassic Park for 3, then it was Jurassic World for 3, and now we're sticking with the Jurassic World, the rebirth. We're not doing Jurassic Universe or Jurassic whatever's next, solar system, but yeah. They really need a movie. I don't even know what this movie's about, but they really need a movie where it's like everything works out. Like
They all
the park
coexist peacefully.
the park is running smoothly. It's going really well. Like, because it's kind of getting a little like, well, let me guess, these dinosaurs are gonna get out and kill some people. Like,
It's like a comedy series, like The Office or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's just like a normal day. The dinosaurs are walking around. No big deal.
It's like a petting zoo, basically.
Why not? All right, here it is, Kyle. There's 2 films on the list. We both have one each. All
right.
What do you think? What do you think?
I'm thinking mine is top dog.
You think yours is top dog? You think Superman's top dog?
Over, I can't even remember what your other pick was. Lilo and Stitch. Yeah, maybe. I still think Superman.
All right, John, reveal.
No!
The number 2 pick overall is the number 2 film of the summer was Superman 354, just a little bit ahead of Rebirth. This was the question mark of the summer, though. This, I think, really was the question mark.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it did okay. I think I was hoping for it to do a little bit better. What was it around? I think it's
354.
More, closer to 400 probably. But I think we were trying to get a gauge on James Gunn and what his, the DC universe, what that was going to look like. I don't know what the reviews were like on this.
I think they were pretty good. I think I think people liked it.
But I was definitely hoping for more money than that.
Yeah, and I'm wondering how Warner Brothers feels about it. I feel like they had a lot riding on this. Their entire refresh of their entire universe was on this. The marketing for this was insane. Like, I think I got really worried. I'm like, man, they are marketing the hell out of this. This was everywhere. Those people were everywhere. Every tie-in that you could think of. And like, I'm not even sure if they made their investment back, to be honest. Like, I think I saw a production budget was like 225, marketing at least over 125. Got 375 million total, and just that. You got to make double 750, and it made 615 worldwide. So I don't know. I'm not, know all the numbers, but like, I don't know if it actually broke even. I think James Gunn would go on Twitter and tell me I'm wrong. You know the numbers, I don't, but like, I don't know. I think this was, I was getting worried with this one and of how high it could fly here. But it was also tricky. It was in a rough spot. It was right between the Jurassic, right before Fantastic Four. So I think that's why I didn't pick it, because I was like, all right, which one's going to be the superhero film of the summer? Is it Fantastic Four, tried and true MCU? Is it Superman, who, here we go again, rebooting it? And clearly, Superman won the summer. But, yeah.
I'm just, I'm curious, in the long term, I feel like there's so much superhero fatigue that James Gunn is trying to revamp the DC universe. And I like the DC universe characters and all that, but it just feels like that whole ecosystem is crumbling. Yeah. And I don't know. I feel bad because he was brought to bring change to that. And I think it's just going to be more of the same disappointment for that type of universe that he's trying to create. I don't know. Yeah,
looking at the next 2 they have, I don't think they're that strong. I think people online, and maybe I'm in the wrong subreddits, are saying I'm completely wrong and that they're going to do great. Like, I think the next one is Supergirl. It's it was I don't even know the relationship, niece of Superman. I don't know how it works, but like, that's coming out in June of next year. I don't know if that has the same cachet as like Superman.
Yeah.
You know, like it's Batman. Like then the next one is in September of 2026 is Clayface. I never heard of Clayface before, so it's like,
Oh God.
okay, maybe, but it's just like,
Oh God.
you know, it's I guess a body horror film. This is Google AI, so I don't know. Body horror film scripted by Mike Flanagan, follows the shape-shifting villain and is set in the mainline DCU universe, distinct from the universe of the Batman. So maybe it's not in the universe. That's another thing. There's too many universes because this is not in the universe of the Batman with Robert Pattinson. It's a different Batman. Like, just pick a lane. You know?
I know.
But whatever. All right. Let me bask in. I mean, we still don't know the final total here, but like, all right.
But for sure, yeah, I think you've won because,
All right.
yeah.
Okay, we'll see. Okay, number one movie, Lilo and Stitch,
Yeah.
423 million.
With the fourth pick.
Yeah, and I think I was playing it back. I was listening back to try to get a good quote, and I couldn't find one. But like, you know, it was like first round of the draft. I get my back-to-back picks. John had my number 2 with Fantastic Four. Kyle got my number 5 with Superman, and I got my number 1 with Jurassic World Rebirth. And I'm like, where do I go? It's like the choice is either Mission or Lilo and Stitch. And I remember, like, you guys, I think were surprised with Lilo and Stitch because I think, you know, when Kyle had the next pick, he's like, I'm clearly going Mission Impossible. And I was kind of like, oh man, you guys are poo-pooing my pick. You know, I got, like I said, all the top people online. It's like, man, you made the wrong choice. Why didn't you pick Mission? Mission's going to dominate. Mission's going to win. And I'm like, I got a feeling about Lilo and Stitch. I had just a feeling like, you know.
There was a lot of nostalgia.
It was the nostalgia. And I was like, it was never my Disney film growing up. It was like just, I think, like when we got too old for it, like, you know, I'm of course like more Aladdin, Little Mermaid, that Lion King era. But yeah, I'm like, if I get lucky and if this plays similar to Inside Out 2, it didn't hit those numbers, obviously. That was 652. But I'm like, could it, you know, give me that 400 and, you know, for a fourth pick? And it won the summer, and you know, it came out Memorial Day weekend with Mission Impossible. That was the other thing. It's like, oh, these two films are going to go at it. Will Mission get all the IMAX screens, which it did? I'm like, is that going to hurt me? You know, it's not going to have the big format screens. And overall, though, Memorial Day weekend, not only did Lilo and Mission, you know, break like all the records, but Lilo actually broke the Memorial Day opening weekend record, overtaking Tom Cruise's Top Gun Maverick. He was the last one to hold the title, but this and Mission fueled the biggest Memorial Day weekend in history. Wow. Compared to last year, with Furiosa and Garfield led the holiday's worst showing in 3 decades. So it's like, it's been flipping.
God. Yeah.
We always talk about it where it's like, oh, Memorial Day weekend might not be that good. And then it's like, oh, Top Gun. And then, you know, Furiosa. and then it's like back and forth.
Yeah.
One stat I saw that was also funny. This was not the first time that Stitch faced off against Tom Cruise. Back in 2002, Minority Report just beat Lilo and Stitch, the original, in the opening weekend. But this time around, Stitch got his revenge. He came for Mission Impossible. He did it.
But then Stitch would have been original.
What do you think?
Would have been, and
the
Minority Report seems like a weird one to beat it, but.
That's true. But yeah, it's actually the only film this year to cross 1 billion worldwide. Minecraft is just shy of that. And yeah, it's just, you know, I was hoping it would do good. Like, obviously we're not, you know, Lion King, Inside Out 2 numbers, but like if you look at the other live action films that they've done, like, all right, Mufasa, Lion King made 221, Little Mermaid last year on the same weekend made about 300, Aladdin 355, and I'm like, okay, like, can I get over those? Like, that was my goal, is to get Aladdin numbers or higher, and 423, I'll take it.
Yeah.
All right.
Wow.
I'm taking it all in because I got a lot of people were like, you made the dumbest decision, and I feel like I got a little bit from you guys too. It's like, how could you not pick Mission? I knew
I think Lilo and Stitch was a good choice.
Let me play the clip back. No, I'm just kidding. All right. Let's look at the final numbers here. for domestic. Okay, so domestic
Wow.
totals. All right, John, unfortunately, third place, 384 million. Kyle, second place, 814 million. And then, yes, I had 953 million. Just shy of $1 billion. Just shy.
Wow.
If only I could have gotten that ballerina as well for a fourth pick. I could have got my billion. But here's the thing, guys. We were not just competing against ourselves. We were also competing against some AI. Let's look at Google chatbots, Gemini's picks. They got to make 3 picks against all the summer films. So that was already a little unfair. Gemini gets to pick everything. He's like, all right. They picked last. We'll give them 3. And they Gemini picked Superman, Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning, and Lilo and Stitch. So 2 of Kyle's films, 1 of mine. How did Gemini do against us? Yeah, Gemini beat us. Oh, man.
Oh, my God. They're going to take all of our jobs.
Just barely. Gemini got 975 million compared to mine, 953 million. So, yeah, they got 1, 2, and what? 6?
5.
Or 5? Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, 6.
Yes, yeah. 1, 2, and 6. So, all right. I mean, no one was going to get, I don't think, Superman and Lilo, so.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. All right. Let's look at just the worldwide numbers just for fun. We added in the worldwide here. Looks like, oh, sorry, John. You didn't get to the 3 commas
Not
club.
in the billion club.
Yeah, sorry. If we add in the worldwide, John has 759 million. Kyle has 1.8 billion. Oh, and then I beat Gemini by a little bit here. Gemini has 2,250 million, and I have 2,285 million. So take that, Gemini.
Wow.
Who's the winner now?
Not today.
Not today.
Not today, Gemini.
Not today. Yeah, because, you look at the Jurassic World Rebirth, and that's what helped me get over Gemini's soul. 866 worldwide, because it made 526. Like, it made, I think, is that the most outside of Lilo and Stitch? That has the most for international. Wow. All right. But, all right. I want to look at the draft board one more time, just to kind of see, like, what was, like, the steal of the draft, maybe the worst, the best picks, that kind of stuff. I think looking at this, Lilo is obviously number 1 of the summer with the 4th pick, but I think, How to Train Your Dragon, to get that for your 8th pick and for it to be number 5, that's pretty good, especially because I think the top 5 is in, like, its own little club
tier.
Being over that 200 million club. But yeah, for us to all get, we got the top 7. I think that's pretty good. Hey, John, come on, it's okay. You've won 2 of these.
Funny. I think it's funny. I'm just surprised at how you saying the Labor Day flip flops or whatever, and how much I flip flop with having like the worst movies, and then Top Gun, and then World of Warcraft. Or
so
whatever.
that just means next year you're going to dominate and win.
I got it if I want to stay tied with you guys.
Yeah. But yeah, so I guess that's the thing here. So John has 2 wins and Kyle and I have 3. So we'll have to see how it goes next year if one of us can get the 4th.
Movies will still be a thing next year.
That's true. One last thing I also want to talk about is the poll curse, because there is a poll curse I've been seeing here. We've done a poll on Instagram, for the listeners to decide who has the best draft board. And there's been 3 years of polling, and our listeners have pretty much been wrong 3 years in a row. The first year, I got 0 votes, and I won the draft. Last year, I led the polls. Kyle barely got any votes. He wins the draft. And then this year, Kyle led the polls with 42%, and I was right behind with 33%. But then I end up winning. So I think that's the curse now. If those extra few votes for you, Kyle, helped me not get cursed and win the draft.
Yeah.
So it was you're the people's champion, but I am the box office champion.
The people's champion.
But,
it's like getting a People's Choice Award.
Exactly like that. But all right, that is it for the summer. Any final thoughts? And we'll do some quick quick checks if not. But any other thoughts?
I just think the box office is a sad state of affairs, man.
It really is, because like this, I think, is one of the lowest ones forever. I mean, to only have one film this entire year hit $1 billion, 423 being the top film. Like, again, Top Gun was making $600 million. I think Inside Out last year made something crazy, $652 million. Like, we're down. We're down. All right. Well, here's the superhero that will save us. It's John's first quick check. To talk about it, let's play a little jingle. We're going to do 2 rounds of quick checks here. And we're going to start off with John. This might be the next superhero franchise. I mean, Paramount Plus wants this person to be.
Yeah, well, it's Dexter Resurrection is the first one that we're looking at.
Yeah.
This is the story after Dexter. What was the other one? Not Rebirth.
New Blood.
New Blood, correct? Which was the sequel to Dexter. And they're really taking this, cheese and stretching it as much as they can, man. That being said, I watched the whole season, so I'm not going to do any spoilers, but I enjoyed it a lot more than New Blood. It felt much more Dexter roots than New Blood did, and it was dancing a funky line of Dexter's being Dexter, like he's publicly using his name. He's not hiding behind, some other name, and there's discussion of the Bay Harbor Butcher and like, oh yeah, it was Dokes, but is it really? Like, people are trying to look into that and stuff, and I don't know. I think overall I enjoyed it. Did you guys watch any of it?
Yeah, so I finished it as well.
Okay. And Kyle, you didn't?
No, I don't think you're a Dexter.
I'm not a Dexter guy.
That's understandable.
I mean, I shouldn't be. I keep getting wronged, and I keep coming on back.
My biggest takeaway from this is I think I would have enjoyed it better if the penultimate episode was the finale of the season.
Interesting.
You know what I'm saying? You know.
Yeah, I know what happens in that, but that's it. That's how it ends. Because there's going to be a season. Him getting
locked in the vault.
Yeah.
So like that, I think would have been a great place to end it. I thought that was the end.
Then you would have to wait, or would you
have to wait? Yeah.
Oh, you want more?
And I didn't realize there was another episode. I thought that was the end of the season when I watched it. And I was like, oh, that ended pretty cool. And then there was another episode. Like, oh, okay. And that last episode was all right, but like. It wrapped up a little too neatly for me to be like, oh yeah, that was cool. Like, you know what I mean? Like, but So Kyle, this season, it's after events of New Blood, and like Dexter, I don't think it's a spoiler, but because it's Resurrections in the title, Dexter like dies at the end of New Blood. Like it's a gunshot wound. Like, but, he gets shot in the heart.
But they did whatever they could, bend it over backwards to it was because it was cold and the way he hit it and his body froze and whatever. Like, okay, sure. But he heads down to New York City to look for where Harrison, his son, to see what's going on. And he's being pursued by Captain Batista from, the original series. He thinks he's the Bay Harbor Butcher, or he is. But he's pulled into like this web of like this billionaire played by Peter Dinklage, who's like obsessed with serial killers, who does like a dinner party with serial killers. So, the whole show, I mean, it shouldn't work. And like he died, but it's fun seeing him in New York City, and the callbacks and cameos to tie it into Miami Metro a bit more, which we didn't really have too much in New Blood. And I thought the cast, was fun, like all the serial killers, but also like Uma Thurman, Peter Dinklage was the billionaire. Like,
I will say, what I hated the most was Keeping Alive, and how that was in like every episode. With the other pair of cops. Like, why are we doing this? Yeah, it just felt so like forced, but it was cool seeing some cameos and callbacks and all that.
Yeah, and the little shrine room of all the killers and all the props and stuff. So like that was fun, little Easter eggs for us, and it was a fun show. It wasn't a show I would like say, oh, you got to watch all of Dexter to get caught up to watch it. But hey, if you watch Dexter and you're still with it, give it a shot. And I think it's fun. It's not reinventing anything.
I would almost say if you watch Dexter but haven't seen New Blood, you could just read a quick synopsis of New Blood and just go on to this and not even like bother, because they give you a good recap in this show about it, and they explain like almost over-explain what happened
And they have to negate
how,
a lot of it. Yeah.
yeah, and how they was like backtracked on a bunch. So yeah, I think you could skip New Blood and go right to this if you really were a huge Dexter fan and weren't upset with the seasons 5 and beyond
Yeah.
of the original.
All right. So that was Dexter Resurrection. Kyle, what do you have?
So I think my first one was Alien Earth.
Yes.
Yeah. So this was created by Noah Hawley, who's of Fargo fame, the series Fargo, and I think he did Legion as well, right? So we've got Timothy Oliphant, Babu Cisse. We've got Alex Lothar, which I think might have been in Legion, but he was definitely in Black Mirror. So this is set in the Alien universe, but very early on. So I think before like a lot of the Alien movies, and maybe even before when Prometheus is. And the major thing is like there's 5 corporations that rule the entire world, and one of the corporate entities is run by this guy named Boy Cavalier, who is in this alien universe. There's cyborgs, which are half human, half machine. There's synthetics, which are fully machine-made entities, but they look like humans. And then there's hybrids, which are synthetics, but with a human consciousness applied to them. And Boy Cavalier, this crazy guy, is trying to create these hybrids so that he can sell them retail. But he used them, and he calls them the Lost Boys because of Peter Pan. But basically the show revolves around these kids that he's made hybrids in this alien universe world. And it's like the kids realizing, I guess toward the end, the reality of their powers, because despite them being hybrids and having like crazy AI intelligence, they're still limited because they're children and don't realize their full aspect of their powers, which to me was a whole thing throughout the series, because I'm like, if they have this capacity, they would not still be acting like children. It just was weird to me. So I think the early episodes, very invested, cool kind of earth building or world building. We're not just talking about aliens. We've got this mix. Timothy Oliphant plays this synthetic. Babu Cisse plays this cyborg. Them going back and forth is some of the coolest stuff in the show. And then it absolutely sinks towards the end of the series. Because it's just like you've got the worst scientists of all time running what's supposed to be heavily protected areas. It's like, it doesn't make any sense what's happening toward the end.
So they got the Jurassic World people running the place.
Yeah, it was just like you're questioning all of these reasons for why these people are doing these things that doesn't make any sense. And even in the finale, there's just something silly towards the end, and I'm like, it really ruined it for me. But I do think the world building, I think the stuff with, like I said, Babu Cisse, Timothy Oliphant is really, really cool, but a lot left to be desired, which is unfortunate because I had high hopes early on. I was telling you guys to watch it.
And we waited, and it sounds like a good call for us, John.
Yeah. But it's just interesting that Noah Hawley's in this world of Alien, and it really wasn't much about Alien at all.
I think that's what he likes to do. I feel like Legion wasn't really about like the comic of Legion. Like it might start off that way. Same with like Fargo. It's like, the first season was probably the closest to Fargo. And it's like, we're just gonna do Coen Brothers type stuff, and then even further out from that.
Well, the other thing is like he's in this alien universe, but I think he's gonna run up to a problem of stuff that's happening can't have happened because the other movies have said like, oh, aliens haven't been found yet until this time. So we're on an island in this movie. And
it's just another universe. It's Batman, the Batman Superman universe stuff we were talking about.
Yeah, it's just like he's gonna run up against that if there's a new season.
Yeah. Well, speaking of cinematic universes, I guess my next quick check is about it's called The Paper, and it's about The Office. Pretty much, it's the documentary crew from The Office seeks a new subject and lands on the struggling Toledo Truth Teller, a historic Midwestern newspaper. The show follows its staff, including Domhnall Gleeson, who plays Ned, Oscar Nunez, who returns from The Office as Oscar Martinez, as they try to revive the paper amid a modern media challenge. I'd say I've watched maybe half the season so far that's dropped on Peacock. I think it's fine. I think, it's the basic storylines, you could probably see the punchlines coming a mile away. There's like a one at one point, like one of the characters, Mayor, is helping our main character, Ned, with a dating profile. And it's like, surprise, when he gets a hit, she's kind of off guard and maybe a little jealous. It's like, yeah, you kind of saw that coming. Like, they're really building up this, like, I don't know, Jim and Pam, will they, won't they, I feel like, between the two of them. And maybe it's because we're so used to, like, these 22 episode seasons and 4 seasons of will they, won't they. It's like, man, we're doing this in episode 3, huh? Like, we're getting right to it. Like, the attention span, we're zipping through. And it was hard not watching some of these episodes and saying, oh, that's Kevin. Oh, that's a Dwight story. Oh, that character, that's Creed and Stanley just combined. And that's like the issue I have sometimes with it, where it's just like, I wish almost like they didn't call it The Paper or, made it in the world of The Office. It could have been, I think, its own mockumentary, its own thing. Like, and, to me, it actually feels a bit more like Parks and Rec than The Office. Office felt very like mundane, claustrophobic. You're in that building, but this has like them pairing off, going into the real world, meeting new folks. Has a bit more of like the Bad News Bears like improvement story of like, like Office felt like I feel like you could jump in, jump out, not really much of an arc. But I feel like it's like this is how you do a paper. This is journalism. This is like, and it felt more of like an arc that they would have on parks. Like, we're going to build a park this season. We're going to run for Senate this season, or whatever those, or the mayor, those seasons were. And it just also feels like in The Office, I feel like they would reference the cameras a bit more. Here, I feel like the people in the real world, when they're out and about, hardly ever notice. I feel like the cameras and filming going on, which is a very like Modern Family, Parks and Rec thing. It's like thing versus I feel like on The Office, they were constantly like, what's this? Like, why is there a camera crew behind you? But I don't know. They're having some fun with Oscar, like returning, and that's some fun stuff here and there with like they call him like a conference room meeting. And he kind of just like looks from the outside and he's like, nah, I'm good, and walks away because he knows what he's getting himself into. But there's a part where it's like, it doesn't make sense to me, where he was like trying to like ruin the documentary, like making footage unusable. And he just like is swearing. And that's a funny thing. They're bleeping it out. But in like the very same episode, like because they're on Peacock, there was an unbleeped F-bomb, and it's like, that joke doesn't work at the end there because it's on Peacock and you just said the F-bomb. So I don't care if you bleep out, damn. It's like, okay, like, what's the big deal? But I'm curious to see how season 2 will do. The first seasons of these are always so hard, especially streaming ones, because they're made such like in a vacuum and dropped. Meanwhile, Office and Parks and Rec had some of the notorious really bad first seasons, and then they retooled season 2s and they got really good. So I'm curious about it. I think it's fine if you need something in the background, making dinner, whatever, but I don't think it's not a laugh riot, at least not yet.
The Office is... Okay, Kyle.
No, go ahead, John.
I was going to say, The Office has become the background for so many people now where they don't even watch it. They have to have it on just to hear it. Like, so I don't think they're trying to target that, but it seems like that's where it's kind of fallen in. But I kind of agree where like I watched the first episode and was like, all right, I see what they're doing. Let me let it mature a bit before I decide if it's worth catching up and viewing it religiously,
Yeah.
Yeah, there are moments I like about it, but a lot of times I feel like it's almost trying too hard, and I'm like, is it because I can see what they're trying to do based on like characters that have been created for The Office or Parks and Rec in the past? But I liked her in The White Lotus, but
It doesn't work here.
that character does not work. Does not the Italian? The Italian woman. I'm sorry, I don't remember her name, but
Esmeralda.
The character does not work for me. And I think they think they're hitting a home run with her because they show her a lot and they give her a lot of screen time. It's not her, the character in general.
Yeah.
Just doesn't work for me.
No, yeah, I hear you. And we'll see if they retool it, because I mean, season 1 Michael Scott was a different Michael Scott than we got in 2 and 3 and so on. But all right, we're gonna do a quicker round, one more round here of quick checks. John, what do you got?
All right, next one is Gen V. There's been 4 episodes so far. I watched all 4. I'm enjoying it. It's very much in the same vein of last season of Gen V. Lots of gore, lots of, they're delving deeper into the mystery of what the college is hiding and all that. They're leaning super hard into the Make America Super Again kind of stuff, and that's the part that is the weakest to me. But I am enjoying the development of the story and seeing what people are up to, and there's a lot of tie-ins to even more tie-ins than last season of The Boys and all that, and I can kind of see where they're shaping it up to kind of almost bring them both to a point maybe for the last season of The Boys. But we'll see.
Yeah,
where
I was gonna say that's one of my questions. Where is this in the timeline of things? Like, is this like after the events of season 4 of The Boys, but before the new season of The Boys? Okay,
yep.
So it's like right in the middle.
It's present in our timeline where it's between the 2 seasons. Yeah. As far as I could tell, I mean, they reference the end of the last season of The Boys and what they had to do for certain things and all that. So it's definitely after that. Assuming they're not going to do it after the next season of The Boys that hasn't aired. So
yeah, see, this is the issue, because I will say, like, as you know, I like The Boys as much as, like, this is starting to feel like that Marvel thing of like, this is this season and this is in between here and then this spinoff goes here, and then it's like, this is what The Boys makes fun of. It's becoming like homework of like, watch season 1 of this and then season 3 of this and then season 2 of this, like, I
mean, so far the way The Boys is shaped up, you can kind of just pretend it's like, oh, more soups we haven't heard about for the finale of the last season, but it makes more sense when you watch this. So I don't think it's required for The Boys so far, but I think it really, you're doing yourself a little bit of a disservice if you don't. Just because it's enjoyable in the same vein of the shock value and the fighting and all that, but B, you get a little bit of deeper idea of what the characters are up to. So. But yeah, nice. I think if you liked last season of Gen V, you'll like this one. So, check it out if you are inclined.
Cool. All right, Kyle, what do you got?
All right, so I've got the Black Rabbit, on Netflix. We got Jude Law, Jason Bateman. I believe Jason Bateman created this, yes?
I'm not sure if he's a creator, but he's at least the director of the first 2, and I'm sure a producer.
Yeah. So, this is just about 2 brothers who are kind of getting mixed up with some mob type characters. One is trying to make Jude Law's characters trying to make their way in like the restaurant tour business, kind of doing like a Spotted Pig in New York City kind of situation. And then Jason Bateman is like this broke down brother. He's been beaten down. He's kind of a shisty character. What I will say, I've only seen maybe half the episode so far, maybe a little bit more than half. All I can see is Jason Bateman and Jude Law, especially Jason Bateman's character. Like, his delivery is very similar to like Ozark. So I can see why he would have taken on this role, because it's very different than what he's done in the past, but I really can only see him. I feel like this series has too many plates spinning. We're like in the mob, but then we're also trying to run a restaurant, and now we're getting caught up in Me Too stuff. It's just, I feel like it has too much going on, and this could have been a really good series if it focused down one lane, but I think they feel like they need to bring in this extra stuff of like, they're caught up in the mob, the mafia, and it's this thriller aspect lingering in the background when it could be something better if it focused in one area, if that makes sense, without getting too much into the story. But But yeah, I mean, I'm still interested. The production design is good. Cinematography is fine. So I'm still going to finish it. But yeah, I would say watch it, see what you think, and go from there.
Yeah, I'm about half too, and I agree with you. Yeah, it's hard not to see Jude Law and Jason Bateman. And I also think like the comparisons to Ozark are like, I mean, they're doing it to themselves. I mean, even the opening with instead of having the 4 symbols of what we're going to see in the episode, they have like 4 or 5 things that morph inside the Black Rabbit's eye. And it's like, okay, like you're setting it up just like an Ozark episode. And so you already have that there, the color palette, you're doing something with that. It's like, you're trying to make this like Ozark Part 2, but set in New York City, or maybe it's just a mini series. Maybe if it does well, it'll be more, I don't know. But yeah, there's points where it's like, it's just, there's stuff that's like, it feels a little obvious at points. Like, I don't want to get too far down this because it's a little bit of a spoiler, but like there's something that happens in the first episode, and I'm like, I'm pretty sure one of the characters, maybe both the characters, are working together on it, and it just seems like that was supposed to be their big like reveal throughout the season. Like, oh, he's also bad. This guy you thought was good, he's the bad one too. And like, I feel like the trope of like the opening, I'm trying to be so surface level as I can, but the trope in the beginning of like this big crazy opening, oh my God, all this stuff is happening, and then it's like 1 month earlier, and it's just like, oh my God, just start the story like at the opening. Like,
yeah, I know. I feel like that's a cliche at this point, and but they've done it. They do it through several episodes. Yeah, it's our attention spans are so lost that they're like, here, watch this, and then okay, now we'll go back and explain it. It's like, just let's do the story. Come on.
But all right, it's not bad. I mean, 8 episodes, Netflix, all at once. We put them on when you can. But one show I'm really into, I think of like, if I'm comparing Black Rabbit and Task, just because they're both dramas happening at the same time, I would choose Task. It's set in the working class suburbs of Philly. You got an FBI agent played by Mark Ruffalo leading a task force to end a string of violent robberies, crimes carried out by seemingly ordinary garbage men. But you're discovering how all this is intertwined. Crime, guilt, desperation. You see the family struggling. There's a missing boy throughout the whole thing. There's a lot going on with this. There's possibly a mole on the task force in the dark hearts. Like, there's a lot going on. We could go through it all, but for me, like, every episode has something that keeps me on the edge of my seat. Obviously the initial robbery in episode 1, but there was in episode 2 this shocking moment. I guess I'm gonna spoil it.
I didn't watch the second episode.
Oh, you haven't seen it? Okay, take it off. But like, there's a moment with the kid that they're trying to bring back to the family. All of a sudden, back in the car after she tries to leave him at the supermarket. That was a big moment. And then in episode 3, it's like them catching the paroled man and his wife in the fight and the pursuit and knocking Mark Ruffalo down the stairs. There's always like a scene that's like, oh yeah. We'll bring John back in. But yeah, I think, there's just something that, keeps you going and keeps you guessing. And I'm curious because I think the central theme story that they set up in episode 1 may be wrapped up earlier than you think. Yeah. So it's like, where's the second half of the season going?
Well, and I think that's the beauty of this show is it's big on its characters. Like, there is this thriller aspect of it, edge of your seat component, but all the characters feel real and like lived in, and the performances are good for all the characters, that it just brings it's such a well-rounded show. And we're seeing the behind the scenes in Mark Ruffalo's life that's adding even more to his character, which is influencing what's happening on the task force. And then you're seeing the behind the scenes of the guys that are doing the illegal stuff, and you're seeing, well, there's a backstory there too, and it's influencing their decisions. So it's a very well thought out show and well written.
And to compare the acting from Jason Bateman, where it's like, oh, we just see Jason Bateman. There's moments in Task where I'm like, yeah, I know that's Mark Ruffalo, but then there'd be like, he's really, like, the way he walks just reminds me of, this type of character. Like he's really going all in on it, and you kind of blends together. And I don't see that. I don't see the Hulk. It's a different person. So yeah, it's done by the Mayor of Easttown folks. So I'm hoping for a nice ending as well. I thought Mayor of Easttown was a well-rounded show. So definitely watching this week to week. But yeah.
Yeah, very good.
Well,
it's one of the best of the year, probably.
Yeah, I think of all the quick checks, of the ones I have seen, I would recommend Task the most.
Yeah.
But yeah. All right, guys, that is it. We are done. I know we went over, but hey, we've been off for a bit. We'll probably be off again for another month or so. We'll see. But when we come back, maybe at the end of October, because we got some other HBO Max, whatever we're calling it these days, series. We got Tim Robinson's The Chair Company. Oh boy. And then we have Welcome to Derry, the It series on HBO. So we got something little scary, a little worrisome for the October spooky season. All right, but you can find episodes of the podcast on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, the blog, doordynasty.com, twitch.tv/doordynasty. Today we're on the Gearomatic channel. So make sure you might as well subscribe to both, or subscribe's not the right word. I'm sorry. Follow the both channels to make sure you never miss out.
Subscribe if you want to pay some money.
Yeah, exactly. do that for Gearomatic. And then follow us on Instagram and on TikTok at doordynasty. I gotta thank both of you guys for. I know your lives are very crazy, busy right now. I appreciate you taking a Friday night to talk for almost an hour and a half with me.
Yeah.
So don't worry, we're off for a bit. We take these extended hiatuses now. So. All right.
Yep. Oh, good.
All right. Until next time, I'm David Allen.
I'm John Berwick.
And I'm Kyle Bridger.
And I also want to make sure I thank John Berwick for getting this episode up on iTunes and Apple Podcasts and everywhere else. Until next time, goodbye, everybody.